I acknowledge Gadigal people and pay my respects to the traditional custodians of the lands on which we meet today at Customs House, especially elders past and present, and acknowledge other Aboriginal peoples and Torres Strait Islanders here and their respective cultures and nations.
Good morning, everyone. So now we understand that the main teaching of meditation in Buddhism is to eliminate, to eradicate the defilements of mind that I already mentioned, from the greed, hatred, and delusion, and all other things with regard to defilements of mind, a lot of things. And now the question is that we have to ask ourselves, when actually these defilements of mind invade our mind, kapan akan muncul dalam pikiran kita kotoran batin? Kapan saja, at any time. At any time, these defilements of mind can come, can occur in our mind. Not only just when we are sitting meditation, but even when we are walking, standing, laying down, these defilements of mind could occur within our mind. Not only just when we are doing any posture, even when we are seeing with our eyes, hearing with our ears, smelling, tasting, touching, when we are thinking, defilements of mind can come to our mind. Especially when we see the object, for example, the form, when it is pleasant form, there arises like the greed, liking, desire, the intention to attach to that pleasant form. That is also defilements of mind. When we watch or when we see unpleasant object, unpleasant form, there arises the hatred, disliking. We don't like that unpleasant form. That is also defilements of mind. And that happens not only just when we are seeing, but when we are listening, when we are smelling, we are touching, we are tasting, we are eating the food, we are drinking. When that happens, usually liking and disliking, greed and hatred could rise, and that is defilements of mind. So the things of mind, the defilements of mind, can occur at any time, not only just when we are sitting meditation. And because of that reason, the Buddhist meditation is not only just about sitting, but at any time, each and every moment is actually the Buddhist meditation. As long as we keep, we protect, we guard our mind, so that is also the Buddhist meditation. We have to meditate at any time because the defilements of mind can occur at any time. So again, we have to stress out here that the Buddhist meditation is about eradicating the defilements of mind. And because these defilements of mind can occur at any time, so the meditation in Buddhism should be practiced at any time. Even the Buddha said, from the time we get up, not only just get up, from the time we wake up from the sleep until we are going to sleep, as long as we guard, we protect our mind, that is still to be considered as the meditation. So here, in this today, we are about to meditate. We have to meditate not only just in the sitting, but later on we also will meditate in the posture of walking meditation, not only just in the sitting meditation. And now, understanding that the defilements of mind could occur at any time, what we have to do in this meditation? Apa yang harus kita lakukan dalam meditasi? The first thing, we need to have one tool, especially how to detect this defilement when it occurs. And the tool is what usually people use the term mindfulness. But in Buddhism, it is called sati. Sati is the term used by the Buddha. To refer nowadays, it is called mindfulness. But the sati is actually not only just mindfulness, but also about how we have to remember. So the sati, the meaning of the sati is kind of remembering. Remembering what is now happening. So in the meditation, we have to remember what is now happening. But of course, this power or remembering is that to remember especially the objects of meditation, to remember what is now going on. So when we forget ourselves right now, we forget especially the objects of meditation that today we will use, especially the sitting meditation, the breathing out and in. When we forget our objects of meditation, that means we are losing our mindfulness. We don't have that mindfulness. So we have to remember, we have to be aware, we have to be mindful, we have to be very careful, we have to be alert about these objects of meditation in this practice of mindfulness meditations or the Buddhist meditation. So the first thing that we have to have this mindfulness, especially to notice what is going on now in this very present moment. Because the Buddhist meditation is also about this present moment, not about the past or the future, something has not happened yet, but it is about now. The present moment, here and now. We have to bring our mind to be here and now, to bring our mind to be present, to understand, to know, to remember about now. Everything's about now, because the past already gone. We cannot come back to the past. So it is useless to think a lot about the past. But also about the future has not happened yet. So it is also useless. Waste of time to think much about the future because it has not happened yet. But the present, right now, we know what is now happening. We understand what is now happening, and that is the most important in this meditation, in this mindfulness meditation. So the first thing, we need to have this mindfulness, especially to detect, to notice, to be alert what is really now happening. The first one. But the mindfulness alone is actually not enough. It's not enough. Now some people talk a lot about mindfulness, but actually the mindfulness alone is not enough. Why? Because even animal can have the mindfulness, right? Even animal can be very mindful when it's doing something. If you, for example, you look at, have you seen like the cat sneaking, try to catch the prey, its prey? What is doing? He is walking mindfully. He is walking even without any sound, right? Perhaps later when you are walking meditation, I think the cat will be better. Because when you are walking, you are still having the sound. But the cat, while sneaking to catch the prey, he is walking very mindful, without any sound, slowly, mindful. But now the question, whether that cat is actually doing meditation? Is he doing meditation, that cat? No. He has the mindfulness while walking, but he's not doing meditation. Because what? The second factor the cat doesn't have.
Wisdom.
What is that?
Wisdom.
The wisdom. The wisdom. The understanding. What is right, what is wrong. What is beneficial, what is harmful. He doesn't have. And even at that very moment, what he has is only how to kill. And killing is about actually based on defilements of mind. Killing is also a part of defilements of mind. So he doesn't know that what he's doing now is actually the harmful thing. He doesn't have any wisdom, doesn't have any understanding. But the second one, in this meditation, we should have this understanding, the wisdom. We have to understand this is right, this is wrong, this is beneficial, this is harmful. So therefore, beside mindfulness, now we have mindfulness. So by means of this mindfulness, we can be here and now. We really be aware what is now happening. We remember what is now happening, not going away to the past or to the future. But somehow we also need to have this understanding. At least we understand this is harmful, this is beneficial, these are the defilements of mind, these are the wholesome state of mind. And at least in this meditation, you need to understand about the hindrances. That the hindrances which hinder our mind from its development, that hindrances will appear during meditation. Later you will see by yourself. And even actually not only just when doing meditation, but at any time these hindrances actually already happening in our mind. But somehow the difference is that while not doing meditation, one doesn't care about these defilements of mind, the hindrances. But when one is doing meditation and then understanding, knowing all these hindrances, this is actually bad, this is harmful for our mind. So what are these hindrances that you have to know, you have to notice, you have to detect in this meditation? The first one, you have to see that the so-called desire to the desire to enjoy the sense pleasure in whatever form, the desire to enjoy the sense pleasure, the desire, the thought, the idea, even the perception of the sense pleasure in this meditation should be seen as a hindrance, as a defilements of mind. And the Buddha mentioned that this desire is compared to the water mixed with various kinds of color. Have you seen? Water mixed with various kinds of colors. Beautiful, beautiful one. Mixed with the red, yellow, green, very beautiful one. But somehow, even though it is beautiful, when this water mixed with various kinds of color, that water cannot be used to see our reflection. Tidak bisa digunakan untuk bercermin. Why? Because this is mixed with various kinds of color. Even though it is beautiful, fascinating. Just like that, the desire to have the sensual pleasures, the perception, the idea, the thought of getting the sensual pleasures, and it is actually fascinating, addicting. That is nice. You to get the sense pleasures, nice, addicting, fascinating. But somehow, when the mind is being overwhelmed by this desire, we cannot see truly what it is within our mind. We are blinded by this desire. We cannot see the true nature of our mind. What is the true nature? The impermanency, the unsatisfactoriness, the non-self. We cannot see. Because the mind is blinded, the mind is being overpowered by the desire. So any kinds of desire for sense pleasure in this very meditation should be seen as the hindrance, hindering our mind from its development. The first one, at least we understand this first one. And the second one, we also have to see that the so-called ill will, where the mind is invaded by especially the hatred, the ill will, disliking, the anger, and the like, these also should be seen as the thing, as the defilements of mind. So as soon as this hatred, anger, disliking, and the like rises in our mind, we have to immediately eliminate these pains of mind. And usually the first hindrance is coming because of the pleasant object. Just like I mentioned about when we see the object, when we see the form, the pleasant form, the nice form, there arises the greed, the desire, the attachment, the wish to get it, the wish to enjoy it, the sense pleasure. But somehow, when the objects of our sixth sense is unpleasant, so there arises the dislike, there arises the hatred. We don't like that unpleasant object. So the dislike in the hatred, even the very small disliking, very subtle disliking, that also should be seen as the hindrance in the meditation. The second one. And the third one, with regard to this understanding for the knowledge of the vision, this is right, this is wrong. The third one we have to understand. The third hindrance, that is, the Buddha said in Pali term, Tinamida. Tinamida is a sloth and torpor, laziness and sleepiness. Later we will experience when we are meditating and then sleepiness. So this sleepiness or laziness, sloth and torpor are also to be considered as the hindrance, hindering our mind from its development. So as soon as the laziness, the sloth and torpor and sleepiness invading our minds, we also should make an effort immediately to destroy that sloth and torpor. What can we do to eliminate that sloth and torpor or any kinds of defilements of mind or hindrance? At least we have to come back to the objects of meditation. So that later you will be guided. When your mind's wandering, just come back to the object. The mind's wandering, come back to the object. There is an effort to eliminate these defilements of mind. And the fourth one, the fourth hindrance is the restlessness and worriness. And also, of course, when your mind is wandering to the past, the future, thinking aloud, not settle down, to be always active, to think this and that is also the restlessness. And that's also should be seen as the defilements of mind, should be seen as the hindrance that you have to eliminate immediately whenever it comes. And the fifth one that you also have to understand, the hindrance, is the doubt, especially the doubt about this meditation, whether this meditation is beneficial or not, whether my meditation is right or wrong, the doubt about the meditation. Especially when people are working and feel like work is better because they are productive. And now we are sitting meditation just keeping silence, not doing anything. So sometimes people think, oh, this is something that's wrong. This is unbeneficial. This is not fruitful. And somehow we have to understand, in life, it is not about the material thing. But we also have to keep this mental food, not only just the food for our body, but also the food for our mind. And in order to give the food for our mind, meditation is right food for our mind. In order to have the healthiness in the body, we need to have the good food for our body. But we have to remember, our mind also need to be healthy. In order to have the healthiness in our minds, we also need to have the food for our mind, and the good food, the healthy food. That is by means of meditation. And this is the second one that we need to have in this meditation. The first, mindfulness, has the function to detect what is now happening, to be alert about what is now happening. But the second one, you need to have this understanding of wisdom. Knowing these are the hindrances for the mind, and these are the good things for the mind. What are the good things? The calmness. The calmness, the relaxation, and mindfulness, the wisdom, the concentration, the effort, and so on. So we understand this is good, this is bad. What is good should be developed, and what is bad should be abandoned. And now, the third one that we need to have is this meditation. The first, mindfulness, the second is understanding, but only just mindfulness and understanding are not enough. Because some people have the mindfulness. After having the mindfulness, detecting what is now happening, but somehow, and also have the wisdom, understanding this is bad. But without the third tool, the third factor, that is the right effort. So the third factor is the right effort. Without the right effort, even though understanding this is bad, but without any effort to eliminate what is bad, and then what is now happening, the bad thing still develop. The bad thing is still invading our mind, the mind, because no any effort to eliminate that things that actually hindering. So what we have to do in this right effort, in the right effort, as you can afford for some, at least the two things that we have to do. Whatever the good things that already happen in our minds, we have to develop it. Whatever the good things, whatever wholesome state in our mind that we already have, we should develop it. And the second, whatever the bad things and wholesome state of mind that are already invading our minds, we have to make effort to eliminate it. For example, just now, when our mind is understood to be overwhelmed by the desire, and then we have to have the effort to eliminate that desire or the sense pleasure. So as soon as the mind is overwhelmed by the desire, we have to make an effort to eliminate it. And one of the effort that we can do in this meditation, the simple way is that to come back to the objects of meditation. And that also happens when another defilement of mind arises, not only the desire, but the hatred, and then the sleepiness, the sloth and torpor, or some of the restlessness. When it rises in our mind, we come back to our objects of meditation. And that to prevent the defilement of mind is already risen, blocking them, but we come back to our objects of meditation. Yeah. That is what we have to do in this meditation. And the right effort that we can do to eliminate the defilements of mind, that the simpler one is by coming back to the objects of meditation. So that's why in this meditation, we need the objects of meditation. So with this, coming back to the objects of meditation, there will be first mindfulness, the second understanding of wisdom, and the third one is the right effort. And now we are talking about the sitting meditation, because one of the postures in this meditation is the sitting one. What we can do in the sitting meditation, you can first, usually I just invite you to sit comfortably. Whatever the sit, you sit. You can sit on the floor, At the seat, you can sit on the chair, but you can sit comfortably. The first thing, you sit comfortably. But then it's better to keep your body, especially your back, your spine, upright. And this was actually given by the Buddha upright. The reason is that when our body is upright, but also to relax, that will make it easier for us to breathe. Because now we are using the breathing out and in as our objects of meditation. So when our body is upright, and then our breathing will be easier, will flow easy. And also when we sit upright, keep our body upright, so our spine behind the bone, the spinal bone will be kept in order. And that also makes our sitting to be more comfortable. So we can sit longer rather than we just moving like to the other side or to the front or the back. But if we keep upright and then we can sit comfortably because our spinal bone will be kept in order. You can lean on the chair, but somehow it's better to be straight. Yeah. Especially those who sit on the chair, you can lean on the back of the chair. Another reason why we have to keep our body upright is to give the effort elements. Because when we are sitting, it is very easy to get sleepiness. But somehow when we keep our body upright, then there will be there in our mind, even in our body, the elements of effort. Even though we are sleeping, but somehow it is easy to wake up. That is how we keep our body upright. And another one is that our hands. What we can do with our hand, you can rest your hand on the left. And it's up and down. You can rest gently your hand on the left. And the first thing before you bring your mindfulness with the objects of meditation, that is breathing out and in, first you have to be very relaxed. Especially the whole body, from head to toe, the whole body, you have to loosen it to be very relaxed. Because the relax is also actually a part of our meditation. Especially the relaxed state of the body also brings about a calmness of the mind. Yeah, so you can scan from the head, going down. So any part of the body, you are going down from the head to the toe, from the head and then going to the neck, going to the shoulders, to the hands, to the back, to the chest, going down to the legs, and you feel it. And then loosen it and make it as relaxed as possible. Yeah. When you get relaxed in your body, your mind naturally becomes very calm. And that very moment, you can start to focus or to bring your attention or mindfulness toward the breathing out and in. You just feel in the round of the nostril. You can feel it there on the nostril, and there you can see the breathing out and breathing in. You can feel it, and you can put the attention or the focus or mindfulness there, and you see there's a breathing out and breathing in. So when you feel that breathing out and in around the nostril, you also you have to keep calm. You have to stay relaxed. So in the meantime, you are keeping your mind, it is a breathing out and in, but somehow you understand that your body should be relaxed. So whenever one part of the body or any part of the body you feel like tense, like tight, it's better you relax first. You relax your body, or while you are having this mindfulness toward this breathing out and in, at the same time you're also relaxing your body. And again, while giving attention to these objects of meditation, perhaps your mind is wandering, or your mind is just now mentioning about the five intelligences. Our gathered the five intelligences is one of it. You have to come back. You have to come back to the breathing out and in. That is training. Okay? Okay. I think this is enough for the sitting meditation because now we start for sitting meditation. Later, in the time of walking meditation, I will bring my discussions. Yeah. How to do the walking meditation. But if you have any question, perhaps you don't really understand or have the doubt regarding this sitting meditation or the whole meditation, you can ask us whether you have the doubt and then you can. During the meditation, if you feel some part of the body, are we allowed to move? Yeah. Actually, this is our habit. Habitual thing that whenever we get a painful feeling, we just move our body. And we sometimes unaware that at that very moment, there is a very subtle disliking, very subtle anger. And that's also actually the development of mind. But when we have this mindfulness, of course, when the painful feeling rises, there arises also the dislike. We understand there is disliking, there is kind of anger, subtle one. So it's better, even though for some time, it's better soalnya dia nggak ada lubang AC. Even though just perhaps in the training, or just keep like 1 minute, or 2 minutes, or 3 minutes, or 5 minutes, it's better to keep silence or to tukeran aja, tukeran sama meta. In this, the painful feeling. But later on, when you cannot make it, you cannot, be patient about that, and you can change the posture, but be mindfulness. You can change the posture, but still be mindful. But in the very beginning, you think yourself to be patient. Even just 1 day, 2 days, 3 days. If you can just be patient like 1 hour, that's it. Ya, ada pertanyaan yang bagus nih. Bagaimana jika pada saat meditasi kita merasa tidak nyaman dan ingin mengubah posisi? Dan Bante menjelaskan bahwa sebetulnya dasarnya itu jika kita ada keinginan untuk mengubah posisi itu disebabkan oleh ketidaksukaan atau kemarahan yang sangat lembut, ya. Jika kita dapat mempertahankan posisi tersebut tanpa mengubahnya, bisa bersabar sampai sesi meditasi itu selesai, itu akan lebih baik. Ya Bante ya, lebih baik ya. But ya. You cannot maintain and then you can also okay, but be mindfulness. Iya. Tapi kalau tidak bisa bertahan, boleh mengubah posisi, tapi dengan kesadaran penuh ya, dengan perhatian penuh maksud saya. At least you have a training, even just you can maintain for 1 minute. Yeah. At least you have the training, because this training will be developing. When in the very beginning you have the training for 1 minute, and then later you can be patient for 2 minutes, 3 minutes, and then and about, because yesterday someone asked whether while doing this meditation and then you want to go to the restroom. It's possible, of course. At least at any time you can go to the restroom. And you need to go to the restroom. So we always start our meditation. Okay, now you can sit properly. Whatever you feel comfortable. The sitting, as I mentioned, keep your body, your spine, your back upright. Then put your hands gently on the lap and close your eyes. And you can scan your body, loosen it, and make it as relaxed as possible. You have to be very relaxed in this meditation, because the meditation is also the way how to relax your body. You have to be relaxed from the head to no any part of the body get tense, tight, but only relaxed. Just let the body go relaxed. When the body is relaxed, the mind naturally is calm. But be mindful, the calmest mind. Be alert in the calmest mind. Otherwise, when the body is calm, the mind is calm, the sleepiness sometimes invades. So be alert, be mindful, and breathe your mindfulness toward the breathing out and in by feeling in the nostril. You direct your mind there, and you can feel, you can see the breathing out, breathing in. Stay calm, stay relaxed, attentively, mindfully, breathe out, breathe in. When the mind is like wandering, you come back. The breathing out and in. Whenever the mind is going straight, wandering, you come back. The breathing out and in. Just be here and now. This is the best life to be here and now. By staying calm, staying relaxed. Together with the breathing out and meditation is continued. Under mind, open your eyes. Meditation. Because now we have the session of walking meditation, so I will explain by standing how to practice walking meditation. Yeah, actually, this walking meditation is quite the same like sitting in principle. It is the same. We should have the objects of meditation. We also have to have this mindfulness, the wisdom, and also the effort. What we do is that, of course, first we have to find the place to have to walk in meditation. So the place is better to be like flat like this, and here we can have a lot of places to have the meditation, walking meditation. You can take this place or outside, and like today we also have that for the taking lines. That also can be used for the walking meditation. At the first, we have the place, and there are two kinds of walking meditation. The first one is that we walk naturally, as you always do. That means not necessarily very slow, but naturally, just like walking, normal walking. But this is my way of walking. You have your way of walking, but somehow natural walking, according to our usual walking. And how we do, the first, your hand is better. You can put your hand in front, like this, okay? or you can put your hand behind. This is a very relaxed posture of hands. So you can put there, even if you, for example, just walking in usual with the hands like this one, it's really no problem. But not like this one, as usual. This is the first way you can walk in natural walking as usual. And the most important is that when you are walking, you have to be mindful toward the object. What is the object of this walking meditation? While in the sitting, we have this breathing out and in, but in the walking meditation, you have to be mindful with your step. Each step, right, left, right, left, right, left. Just in natural way of your walking. You be mindful in your mind, you understand, you're attentive, you have the kind of focus of your mind to this step of your walking. You understand when your right leg stepping, you're also mindful when your left leg walking or stepping. You can just do that. So this also very important because by means of that, the mind will be here, not wandering into the past or the future. So when you are mindful with your step, when you're walking, it's step, and your mind will be here. Focus, concentrated here and now. Just walking naturally within your mind, you understand, you know, this is left, this is right. With a very relaxed body, just like when we are sitting meditation, you have to be relaxed while you are walking, mindfully and relaxed when you are walking. And your hand according to one discipline, you can just do that. And usually it's better also when you start for walking, you can just keep silent, standing and keep silence, and you can be aware of your posture, the standing posture. You can be aware of your body in the standing posture. Just be relaxed. You're aware, you have the mindfulness of your standing posture, just be relaxed. When you are ready to walk, you can open your eyes and start to walk, just like just now I introduced. So you can just keep silent, mindful with standing posture like this. When you are ready, and then you can just walk. That's as usual. But mindful your mind is mindful with your step. And how about your eyes? You can look at, you don't have to close your eyes, even you have to open your eyes. It's different from the sitting meditation. You close your eyes, but in the walking meditation, you have to open your eyes. But when you are walking, not your eyes and then watching here there, but you watch naturally on the place where you're walking. Not too far, not too near. Just very relaxed in the natural way. But if you feel like comfortable, that is the way how you look at the place where you're walking. This is the first way. The second way is you can walk slowly. And by noting, for example, when you walk slowly, you can not within your mind, like for example, 3 steps, like lean, forward, step. Lean, forward, step. That is the slower motion. But if you cannot do that, you can just walk naturally. Because the key here is not about you walk slow or fast, but somehow it is about mindfulness. You bring your mindfulness here and now, you bring your mind here and now. That is the key of meditation. And when you are doing that, perhaps you have a lot of kind of thought rising. If that thought rising but not becoming an obstacle, that means you still have this mindfulness towards walking, that's okay. You can just continue your walking. But somehow when you have a kind of problem, come again and become the obstacle, so you think a lot about the past, future, and then you cannot concentrate, you cannot be mindful with your step, and then you can just stand, keep silent, and you cannot even your mind. For example, thinking. With the detached mind, as the thinking is not mind, but just see the thinking as a mere phenomenon. But nothing within your mind, thinking. When the mind is becoming calm and you can just begin, start to walk. Yeah. When we are walking meditation, there will be a lot of objects. Beside this path, there will be many other objects because our eyes still see. Somehow the sound will come into our ears, right? But all these objects, when it is not an obstacle, just it comes and goes, then just be aware without any nothing within your mind. Just you continue walking. Even though you see the other people, you can listen to some just walking. With the mindful toward this step. But while you're walking, there is a kind of thought coming in and disturbing your mind. You cannot be concentrated. You can focus with your step. Your mindfulness just moving. And then you can just stand, close your eyes, and make nothing within your mind. Thinking, until it goes away. Your mind calm, and then you can start walking again. You understand that? Yeah. And after you arrive at the destination, because you have to decide from this place to this place. For example, from here to until this destination, or there, you can until that destination. When you already arrive there, you can just keep silent, standing like before when you are starting, and then keep silent. Just be aware, feeling your body relaxed. When you have feel like you are ready to again start for meditation, you can just turning back and then walking just like before. Again, until the destination, just stand, be silent, be mindful, relax with your standing posture. When you feel like you are ready to start again, you can just turning back like this. With mindfulness, you can start again. All depends on each personality. Yeah. Because perhaps some people they like it's better to walk nature. Because I myself I like to walk nature. But some others they feel like if I walk slower, then the mindfulness becoming sharpened. The mindfulness keep walking. That's okay. You can do that. Somehow it is not about whether we have to go slow or faster, but mindfulness. We have to be mindful in this step. Like that.